Greetings to all viewers. Kemar Stewart again, putting up. Now, I don't like to say that I told you so, but yesterday, the 13th of October 2025, in Barbados' Parliament, the government of Barbados officially tabled the Caribbean Freedom of Movement Act of 2025, which allows for the cross-border migration between Caribbean countries Barbados, Belize, Dominica, and St. Vincent, similar to the cross-border migration happening in Europe. Now, in my last video speaking about digital IDs, I would have issued a warning that all persons participating in the Freedom of Movement Act across these specific countries will be required to take the digital ID. And this project is all about moving the digital ID forward right here in the Caribbean using the idea of migration. Now, yet again, my claims were proven to be factual, as Barbados' Home Affairs Minister, responsible for immigration as well, confirmed in Parliament that migrants will be required to take a national ID, which is a digital ID, because at this point, the government of Barbados is only issuing digital IDs to its population. Please to watch this video.
Incoming nationals who opt to reside indefinitely in Barbados will be entitled to register for and receive a national ID card. And it is this card that they will use to access emergency and primary health care services in Barbados public health care system. So you got to get an ID card.
Now, contained in the actual piece of legislation discussed yesterday on freedom of movement in the Caribbean, there was a hidden amendment to the Barbados Identity Management Act, which specifically manages the digital ID system right here in Barbados. And here is proof that that particular amendment was contained in the Freedom of Movement Bill passed yesterday. Now, Barbados' law is now suggesting that all freely moving Caribbean nationals are obligated to register for the digital ID to live, to work, to pay national insurance, to gain healthcare and other services in Barbados. And by listening to the Home Affairs Minister of this country and by reading the specific amendments in that act, we can garner that my predictions made in the last video on digital IDs, the freedom of movement right here in the Caribbean, were indeed accurate. And Barbados is in lockstep right with the UK's Prime Minister Keir Starmer's announcement about digital IDs, immigration, and the future of work. So how's this for another put up? My name is Kemar Stewart. Thank you very much.
Incoming nationals who opt to reside indefinitely in Barbados will be entitled to register for and receive a national ID card. And it is this card that they will use to access emergency and primary health care services in Barbados public health care system. So you got to get an ID card.